Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the KOW PickFed YouTube channel. Soon to be God Mode Wrestling, but that's a different topic. Today we're going to be predicting the results of WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, WrestleMania 39. And I'm just noticing that the New Day and Solo Sikoa are on this cover, and they're not even on Mania, I think. So first up, we have the Women's Tag Team Showcase match. I feel like the obvious winner here is Rousey and Baszler, because these other teams I have not really heard anything about other than Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are likely to win because, you know, it's Ronda Rousey, and that team is just the most badass. Next up, we have the Men's Tag Team Showcase, and as much as I want the Alpha Academy to win because Chad Gable and Otis are just really good, I feel like Otis is actually going to turn on Gable during this match, and the Street Profits are going to win. But I expect a huge, a great performance by all four of these teams, and Ricochet and Braun Strowman have surprised me a lot in terms of how good they are as a team, but in the end, I feel like it's going to be the Street Profits who win. Next up, we have the women's women's tag team titles are not on the line here. It's a 6-woman tag team match with the women's tag team champions, which is, now that I think about it, pretty weird. Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. I feel like Becky, Lita, and Stratus are going to win this because Becky and Lita are the current tag team champions, and, you know, get that legend pop. Next up, we have Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I feel like Logan Paul is going to win this, sadly, because Logan Paul lost his last match, and then he also lost in the Royal Rumble. But, you know, there is kind of that part of me that thinks that Seth Rollins is going to win because of the build-up, where Logan Paul kind of has that upper hand, and so Seth Rollins is going to overcome him, get that babyface pop, and I can't wait to see this matchup because I am going to actually watch WrestleMania, not just predict the card, which is weird that I'm saying I can't watch Mania, but I can now, so yeah. My prediction is Logan Paul, but I really, really hope that it's Seth Rollins. Next up, we have one of the matches I'm most excited for, Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio, not just because it's Father versus Son, but because of the history of the story that they've been telling for so long now. You know, they've been doing this since before Crown Jewel. You know, they were building up the turn from Dominic, and then they had him turn. So, and then also way back to 2002. Oh no, it's 2004, isn't it? Yeah, where they had the custody of Dominic ladder match. So, but I mean, then again, they're not entirely incorporating that, even though they have mentioned that Dom wants him to be his father. But my prediction in the end is Dominic Mysterio, because in the long term, and Triple H has been pretty good about this, in the long term, it's just the most sense, because we don't know how much longer that Rey Mysterio is going to be wrestling, and Dominic Mysterio, this would build him up a lot. And with my prediction coming up later, you'll understand. Next up, we have another exciting match, in my opinion. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. A triple threat match at Mania. An actual match at Mania for the Intercontinental Championship. 3 amazing wrestlers are making the Intercontinental Championship feel important. The Intercontinental Championship has always been one of my favorites. So, but my prediction for this is Gunther, because I don't want his reign to end. I want him to be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, and then as soon as he loses, he goes right up into the main event and goes for the title, the world title. And I really hope, I really would like, if any other circumstances were here, I would have hoped for Sheamus to win. That would have been my prediction. But with Gunther and his reign so far as Intercontinental Champion, I really want I believe that Gunther is going to win this match. Next up is Brock Lesnar versus Omas. My prediction here is Lesnar. Although I could see WWE doing Omas, I just feel like it's going to be a couple F5s to Omas win. It's not going to be a good match, but it's going to be because it's going to be finisher fest, and sometimes those are good, but I just don't see Omas having a good match here. Even though Brock Lesnar is amazing, he doesn't have the best matches in my opinion. Next up, we have a really long-term story here, Edge versus Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. My prediction here is Finn Balor, even though I could see Edge winning because this could very possibly be his final WrestleMania. So I could see them doing that, give him a proper farewell, unlike, not like what they did with Alberto Del Rio. No, he did win against Alberto Del Rio, never mind. But no, I could definitely see Edge winning, but my prediction here is Finn Balor. Next up, we have a match that I'm not extremely excited for. I'm just excited because it's got John Cena in it, and it's a championship match with John Cena in it. Austin Theory versus John Cena. The reason I'm not so excited for it is because they only had teases from Austin Theory to build it up, and then the one time that John Cena showed up. So, it's not really a great build. My prediction here is Austin Theory, because I don't see John Cena winning the belt, and then just not really showing up. But then again, like I said, with Dominic Mysterio, this just makes the most sense long term. Because in a few months, Austin Theory is going to be a lot bigger than he is right now. And that is my prediction right here. I feel like he is going to be a legitimate upper mid-carder, possible main eventer by the time that we are ending 2023. Next up, we have Asuka versus Bianca Belair. Another not really great story in terms, but I feel like it's going to be a great match. My final prediction is Asuka because Bianca Belair has been champion for a year now, roughly. She won at last year's Mania, and I feel like this is just time for her to move on with the championship. She's going to have better reigns in the future, but I feel like right now, the story in terms of Asuka's character and the way that they're building her up, this just has to be Asuka who wins. I could see her going on another undefeated streak, just like she did in NXT. So my prediction here is Asuka. Next up, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. This is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's moment here. They're going to win tag team titles. They've never won tag team gold in WWE together. In fact, they never won tag team gold in WWE, period, as far as I'm aware. So I could see them ending the reign of the Usos, which will lead to the breakup of the bloodline, but we'll get into that later. So that's my prediction, is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I really wish Sami Zayn was in the title picture, in the world title picture, but sadly he is not. Next up, people are sleeping on this match. This has been built up for 3 years now. Now, granted, they weren't building it up. They had the match 3 years ago, and then they kind of had the Rhea win the Royal Rumble. So the tables have been completely turned in this matchup because Rhea Ripley was champion going into 2020 WrestleMania, and Charlotte won the Rumble, and then now Rhea has won the Rumble and Charlotte is the champion. So I feel like we're going to have the exact opposite winner in Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley has grown a lot. She is a proper winner. And so again, Judgment Day, all throughout WrestleMania, wins their matches. It's said that Damian Priest isn't on the card, but hey, what can you do? And finally, this one's going to take a little bit for me to predict entirely because I'm not 100% sure who I feel like is going to win, because I could see Cody winning. I hope Cody wins. The story is leading to Cody winning. However, with Roman Reigns getting near the 1,000 day reign as Universal Champion, I, honest to God, believe that he could win at WrestleMania and then lose the belts at SummerSlam. But however, the story to Cody Rhodes is leading to right now him winning at WrestleMania, and I really hope that he does win at WrestleMania, because it's just a story. He's been built up. This has been a story, not even a story. This has been a real life thing that has been going on for over a decade. If you think about it, I noticed this by seeing an Instagram reel, and I searched it up and I looked, and it turns out Cody Rhodes was the first person to beat Roman Reigns for championship gold when he and Goldust won the tag team titles off of the Shield. And this also leads into Jey Uso, because Jey Uso was the first person to ever pin Roman Reigns. Now, granted, if that were the case, it is the case, but I mean, if that were the build-up, if they were going to talk about that, I feel like they would have to mention Corbin, but I don't see Corbin even being remotely close to that, because Corbin was the last person to pin Roman Reigns. So it's kind of surprising to me that Corbin has not had a title match against Reigns, considering that he was the last. However, I'm not done here, so my final prediction is Cody wins the titles. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso have interfered in the match. Roman Reigns blames the Usos, leading to Jey Uso turning on him, leaving Jimmy... Hold on, my time's almost up. Okay, as I was saying, leading Jimmy to be torn just the way that Jey was torn. And with Sami Zayn's promo that I saw about him talking about loyalty on SmackDown, I believe it was. I guess it was SmackDown last night. But I feel like Jey's going to turn on Roman, and it's going to lead to a match against Jey at SummerSlam. And Jimmy still has not decided who, but Jey wins at SummerSlam because Jimmy Uso helps Jey Uso. So then it's just Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns left for the Bloodline. And then Solo Sikoa leaves later on. Just like Cody Rhodes predicted, I feel like the Bloodline is going to fall apart starting here at Mania tonight. So that is all. Thank you for watching. And if you will, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. I've been the Kings of Wrestling Pickford channel, and you have a great day.